Greetings, everyone. This is Big John, and
And this is Kenneth Lee.
we
And
are
we
the
are the Beard.
branding beardos.
Okay, NG.
uh,
So,
this is the state. This is the state of anything on Zoom. I have my jacket on nicely, and I'm wearing
yeah.
a army T-shirt and
we
shorts.
have been, we have been reduced to this for during this work from home.
I always tell people. No, I always said no. I said at least I'm wearing underwear.
And at least you're wearing like pants or shorts, right? Like
Yeah.
properly.
Proper, I don't know what is the word. What does proper mean anymore?
I mean, means like the underwear is covered.
I am nothing overly holy and all that. So I just had I just had a chat with my team earlier today, and I said, look, we need to send out an email blast, right, to people, because we still in a moment like this, you still have to remind people that we are here. But then I set them with this task of, look, I want you to come up with something, but I don't want you to say the following: COVID-19 virus,
Yeah.
and this kind of thing. And then they looked at me, they seemed a bit puzzled. Then I said, no, don't you notice that we've been receiving a lot of shit these days, a lot of emails these days talking about all these things, like and I told them, I said, no, it's as if like, oh, look, if you don't go for my course, if you don't use my product, may the virus get you, that kind of, you get that they're trying to play the fear of God into you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, it's challenging, because I mean, right now it's a lot of a lot of new challenges, new experiences that all the companies are having, and everyone is shouting the same bloody thing. So
I
that,
think everyone is just like playing off, like you said, playing off the fear, right?
yeah,
But no one is actually realistically talking about what this means for the client. All this is just to get the business to
yeah,
do the things that they have always been doing
yeah.
before the crisis.
But you see,
So
it makes sense for people to be doing this, because the thing is, the ones who are asking for business, soliciting for business, also as desperate as the people are as desperate as the people whom they are reaching out to. You see, I mean, who doesn't who
so,
doesn't
so
want?
my issue with that is that if you are just reaching out to people to tell them that if during this period with the virus you need to do this, right?
Yeah.
But you are still doing the same thing as before. You're offering the same thing as before the virus,
Mm,
right? Whatever it is, your marketing, your branding, whatever.
yeah.
um it doesn't it doesn't help the SME that is in a crisis at the
Mm, mm,
moment. And so in my opinion I think that instead of offering all this bullshit, right, what I would recommend would be to offer like a crisis abatement package, a
yeah.
crisis management, or like a crisis response.
No, but a lot of companies are doing the same thing also. I just saw some the other day, and look, oh, use the crisis as a chance to overcome. I mean, even for my side also.
I don't mean it that way, I mean it as a now you are in a crisis, right?
Mm,
These are the immediate steps we can help you take to fix the problem,
mm-hmm.
instead of prepare for after, because sometimes some people cannot even, they need the help now, they cannot prepare for after the crisis.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my opinion is a lot of the marketing agencies, right, are saying, oh, we will offer you a package to do video to advertise on Facebook and all that.
Mm,
But those are good times.
yeah, yeah.
Those are good times. So what about the bad times when there is no cash flow, there's no revenue? Then how?
You see, then it brings us to the question again, right? In this moment of time, different companies facing different challenges, of course. Like we mentioned before, not everyone's cash flow is the same, built the same.
Yeah.
I think fundamentally they still have to be looking at the basic few things. which is basically, I think they cannot forget about how they're treating their staff during this time. That's for sure, right? They cannot forget
Mhm.
you have to continue to brand and to market moving forward. It doesn't stop there. Branding and marketing is always about telling people that you are there. So if you stop anything, then
Yes.
you will start to be forgotten. This is the one thing
Yes.
that a lot of companies forget at this time. Oh, save, 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 save. Never mind, we tahan until the good times roll back again, and then we blast. By that time, you
Okay.
you totally forgotten. And what will happen during that time, which a lot of the SMEs out there don't understand, is that if you don't put in the work now, you don't put in this investment right now to market, by the time when the so-called the upturn comes and it's time for you to go all out, right, you'll find that you are going to be way behind. And what's going to happen is that you'll be spending even more money to catch up.
Hmm. Because if all the big boys can then at that point drown you with money.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
you'll be
then your
top.
$1 is, yeah, your $1 spend is doesn't that your $1 spend becomes 10 cents.
Yeah.
Whereas now your $1 spend can be $5, can
Yes.
be worth $5.
Yeah.
Because nobody there to spend. Nobody want to work. Nobody want to work on the brand. Right? Like you said, I actually had someone who told me, a client, the marketing girl told me. So now our company, right? My boss say, because of this crisis, marketing budget cut to zero. So what can you do for me?
Yeah.
I
Then
said,
work for free.
I can't do anything for you. You go and tell your boss to give you some marketing budget. Otherwise, you'll be behind when the upswing comes. You took the words out of my mouth, right? You're behind when the upswing comes, and when the upswing comes, everybody is going to outspend you.
Yes.
Then you stop.
Yep. But then
And
also,
even if you don't have much budget now at this point,
mm,
it is okay. I understand, but you must have something, right? It cannot be cut to zero. Don't do anything. Completely stop. You
correct.
will do something, even if it is 500, 1,000, to focus on presence and like in the event of, let's say, a F&B industry, focus on presence and takeaway. There are some very wise restaurants that I work with that do focus their advertising budget to push their delivery sales or to push their takeaway sales. And it's a very targeted kind of a thing. So they are spending $100 a week
Mm,
and getting $500 to $800 back
mm,
in real money.
mm. Okay.
Basically 5x to 8x,
But
right?
this is right now. You see, all this thing is one thing, right? Because the relevance to the business, the other thing. Like, I think the consulting firms, we can do this.
Mm.
The food, the F&B, they can do this. But how about when it comes to a certain industry, right? Like, for example, engineering, construction, and all this, right? These are people who traditionally they do not do.
They do not do marketing.
Yeah. So for these kind of companies that don't need any marketing to be done, right? Mm, what then is the next step? Because they are all also drowning and dying at this point.
So for them, it's even worse. There are no jobs and there are no potential jobs out there. Especially like construction, now everything frozen. No one wants to build anything. No one is allowed to build anything. So the next best thing to do is to then start working on with the sales engineer,
Mm,
right? Because they have a lot of sales. You need to talk to the sales engineer about what are the missing gaps. What were the missing gaps that they could have plugged? They should have plugged
mm,
before this crisis occurred.
right.
Because when you don't have sales, right? But now you know that there's going to be upshot.
Mm,
So what are you going to do to when the good times come back? What are you going to do to catch double of what you need to do last time?
right. So
Then
so
the only
that
way to make
means
up for the rest.
so that means what we are trying to say out there. There's a bit of a division here, between
Right. If you are B2B, if you are B2C, different.
it's a completely different approach
right?
moving forward. I think the
And
one.
I also think,
Hmm,
and I also agree with you that B2B, maybe it's a lot slower,
hmm,
right? Building the pipeline is a lot slower.
yeah.
So in this current situation, keep your communications teams focused and busy by talking to the existing or previous customer that already work with you.
Hmm,
That's the other thing that I would say, because you are handling, and it's very hard also for engineering firms and construction firms, right? On one hand, they want to bring in more revenue, they need to find new prospects. On the other hand, the existing customer, the relationship, they have to continue to build.
hmm,
So they need to be able to do both.
hmm,
So if you don't have a communication team and you're alone, or you have a small team, then I think a really good way is to send a text to the people that you worked with before and find out how they are. I
hmm,
mean, it might not result in a sale immediately,
hmm.
but that personal connection and that that
Yeah.
presence there, and that again gears you for the next step, the next 2-3 months.
Hmm. I think that's very important. That's a very important thing to do at this point, especially because what's happening now is that everyone's suddenly remembering about their past clients, and then so that
Mm.
that feeling of being a bit not genuine, a bit desperate,
Yeah,
has to come into
yeah,
play. But I think this is also a reminder, but never mind that, because what's in the past is in the past. But moving forward, I mean, this is
right.
also another reminder to the companies out there also, that I mean, the maintenance of the relationship with the people you've done business with is also very important.
Yeah,
Also, like for my case, periodically I send hello messages to my previous clients, just to see how they're doing, or just to talk about anything else that's not exactly the business, you see. And I think that's
mm,
also a very important thing to do now. Don't be a prick, just go for a project. After the project you take money already, you
yeah.
right? So
If that if you make it part of your DNA, you make it part of your behavior, then it's not seen as desperate or predatory when it matters. And yeah, so a lot of these things is habit.
hmm. But that's
Even with
yeah.
even with my day job, um, there are people that I will meet and we don't close the deal, right?
Hmm.
And that even if there is no chance that we can close a deal in the next 3, 6, 9, or even 12 months,
Hmm.
I still send them a text, especially if I think that they are good to talk to.
Yeah.
And that has translated after in a 12-month period, that has translated eventually
Yeah.
into a close deal.
Hmm.
So
No, no. So
you
I
are right.
mean, there's I mean, it's quite clear. I mean, even with the uncertainty and all that surrounding the situation that we are all in right now, I mean, it's very clear that people have to just continue to build the relationship. But I think now even more than ever, it's even more important. And I think what's happening now, because a lot of us are stuck in the home and all that, right? And I think what's important also is to reach out and talk to everyone as much as possible, because now the chances of maybe getting on a Zoom chat with someone, there's a much higher chance of that of that happening, and I think that it's important to continue the building. I mean, the marketing has to continue for those companies that who have to be geared towards that, or else you will die when the upswing comes. Yeah, you will be swung out of the room at the same time. You know, for those
Thrown out of the room.
for those who require, who don't have it so easy, as in, okay, I'm going to plonk myself, I'm an engineering company, so this is the thing also, right? I mean, if it's not traditionally your area, right, to go and market in this kind of places, I don't think you should most companies should start doing that. I believe that maybe once in a while, because depending on who your network what your network consists of, right? Exactly in your, whether in your whichever social media platform that you're using. If you don't have anyone who is within that target, going there, then you'll be wasting time and money
Yeah.
on an effort that is going to fail.
Totally.
I had before, this engineering company who asked, they're involved with the marine engineering side, and he asked me, do you think it's a good idea for us to start Facebook? Now I was just, why? Are you going to run contests, win a part for your ship or whatever? It doesn't make bloody sense, So the thing is now, right, the it's so important in this point of time to take stock of everything and don't be driven just because you're in this position to be doing something that's stupid and a waste of your time. Imagine you're there, you're trying to make success and dig in a you're digging a trench to nowhere. You're trying to find gold, but you're digging yourself into further despair because you put yourself in that position, and then after that you start to be grumbling and pissed off why the damn thing is not working, and I'm like, because it's not as if you're going to have a whole
Meant for you.
18 to 25-year-olds joining a contest to win a part,
Correct.
something like that.
Correct. Like
Right.
if you want, if you're an engineering company and you want to do Facebook, then the intent will be very different from if you're an engineering company and you want to do LinkedIn. It's not that you cannot, but you also need to know what you need for lah. Like there are a lot of people who do Facebook for career HR purposes, right? They want to do some HR branding, they want to do some career branding or employer branding.
Yeah.
Then all their content is focused on life working, the life of engineers working in X company.
Yeah.
But if you just want to get on Facebook, just because, don't chase the trend. Like, I know that a lot of companies will chase the trend. Why? Because someone told the CEO they should be on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Then the CEO say, hey, you must be on Facebook. Then the branding officer will come look for you. Hey, I need to be on Facebook. How? Then they waste another don't know how much money to,
completely nonsensical. I mean, I also dealt with someone before, and he said, oh, this friend of mine says that I should do this and I should do that, and this was post project, and I basically I asked the boss, is it do you trust me? Do you trust my judgment? Right? And if no, then why didn't you ask this guy to do the project for you in the first place?
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't straight, didn't shoot him straight with this, but I hinted very, very deeply about this stuff. So the thing is, the problem is, right, so many self-professed gurus and all that bullshit, the BS terms, like really, really fucking hate it.
Maven, I hate the word maven.
Yeah,
social media maven. I want to slap you when people
that's because
say that.
nobody wants to be called a guru, but then they call themselves, basically they put it through a thesaurus and then call themselves something else, but mean the same BS again. So the thing is, at the end of the day, right, what is very important to realize, like what I just mentioned earlier, right, is the awareness, right, of the business, the industry that you're in has to be there. Don't try to
Don't force it.
Yeah, don't try to go on to something, especially in this time where you're so sensitive already about spending extra money, and then you go and throw it into something that you bloody don't need.
Yeah.
But I think also it's an interesting time also to try out different things. But I think that is also very subjective to the industry you're in. Like I mean, okay, did you see the video I remember watching on YouTube the other day? These guys, some African pallbearers who were dancing while carrying a coffin. That gave me a good idea. Like, look, okay, I mean, not to be insensitive at the time, like totally not talking about whatever is happening, but like all this, there are interesting ways to move forward with that. I mean, who the hell would have thought, right? The dancing pallbearer, but so they went viral and all that shit.
They went on their national TV. I mean, it's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's
But-
very funny.
See, in relation, right, something that has completely nothing, it should not even be going viral in the first place went viral. But that being said, also, it's still not, doesn't mean that every industry can go and do that.
Alright.
So for this kind of cases, your route has got to be a little bit different. I mean, for my belief, like if you, and I'm speaking like this, not saying that maybe to the Americans or whoever out there, they think that, oh no, definitely there are better ways to do this, whatever. But I'm talking about an Asian context. For us in Asia, how many are prepared to do something? And if preservation is your point at this stage, then don't be doing something stupid.
I think you hit on something there, right? If preservation of the brand survival is very important, right? Then you need to really put what you want to do next through the thought process or the filter of like your senior management team. And
Yeah.
you got to know what the brand needs and have the evidence to back it up.
Yeah.
For communicators, I have always advocated this, even in an Asian context. And this is one of the things that we have to change in the Asian context, okay?
Yeah.
Talk back to your boss. You have to learn how to talk back to your boss.
Yeah.
We both talk back to our boss, but
True.
many people don't talk back to their boss, even at a very high level. They don't say no. And if you don't say no, then if your boss doesn't know the actual situation, you are going to be the one running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
Because he's going to tell you, go and do this, go and do that. Right? Go and do a Facebook when you don't need a Facebook.
That being said, also about talking back to your boss, because I mean, for my team, I always encourage, look, if there's anything, feel free to always bring it up. But always come up with some solution. Don't just, I can't do it, or I think you should try this. Then I'll be like, try what, fuck? And then what's the next step? Like, what the hell, right? You tell me, yes, of course I know that I'm supposed to get there. Yes, space, getting to Mars is a great thing. Yes, but tell me, how the hell do I do that? The thing is, right, at the end of the day, I think in a moment like this, where I'm very, very sure a lot of bosses are having the same conversation with their staff, is that, look, we are in unprecedented times, so we need very, very out of the box ideas, right? So, but the thing is, right, don't go out of the box. Just throw the ideas out of the box without any sound plan at the same time. And what you are saying earlier also is be prepared to not say to talk back per se. Don't be a dick also at the same time, because you find out a job, but to put forth those ideas and plans, because the thing is, we all come from different. I've got people who are in their early 20s in my team, and they know a lot more about the latest trends in social media more than I do, and what really makes a youngster want to look at something. And then that's where you yourself, as part of the team, you have the chance to really step out and say, hey, look, boss, I'm telling you, it's like this. This is the trend now. If you try something else, we are just going to be wasting money. But I think the importance now is for, everyone says, right, oh, let's go play part of the team. But what exactly is part of the team, right? Yeah.
Right, like you were saying, right? Like, we need to be able to justify and explain very quickly, very clearly. And the social media example is a really good example, because the dancing pallbearer started on social media. Right? And if you want to do like a meme, or you want to do like a parody, or you want to do something interesting using that, you need to be able to very quickly, in like 15 seconds, be able to explain the thing, why it's popular. Here are the examples. I also think another example would be my personal example, which would be that way before people adopted video, I wanted to adopt social media video, and there was like massive resistance against it. Not just because of the cost, but because nobody has ever done it before. Right? So a really good way to get to especially people who are much older is to speak their language and use analogies that they will be familiar with.
Yeah.
So, if you're talking to a bunch of property guys, then who are familiar with TV and newspapers, you cannot talk about cost per click.
Right.
Just no connection,
Yeah.
right? But if you talk about metrics that they understand and you liken it to circulation or to eyeballs on this time belt, they understand that first, you got a much better chance.
Yeah.
Of course, then as leaders who will definitely be older than the people that you hire in the Asian context, you also have to have the guts to and the openness, I think, in your mind to listen. Because the reverse is that there are people who don't listen
Yeah.
to the expertise that they hire.
Correct.
They want to hire to tell them what to do.
So you basically, if you don't listen, you fuck yourself because you
Yes.
hire people who know what they're doing, but you just don't trust them.
So you fuck your bank account, right? You're spending what 70,000 a year on a marketing person, but you don't listen to them. You tell them what to do.
For me, very simple. If you want to do the litmus test, okay, about whether we're going to trust this person, ask yourself first. If you are unable, right, to handle any of the things that you hired this person to do, then you are in no position whatsoever, even as a boss, to give too many comments. You can only the goal. This is why I'm telling you, not to slag off the bosses out there, but I think it's a little bit too much. And I think that we have a lot of young talent, not even just in terms of age, but the experience, who have the expertise and have the foresight to make these things work. So don't let your 70K a year. Is that how much they're bloody paying digital people nowadays? But anyway, doesn't matter much. But the thing is, don't let that money that you're putting into your team go to waste, because everyone has a chance. So just going to sum up these few points before we end for the day. Number one is, if your business needs it, just carry the fuck on with your branding and marketing activities. Because if you don't, and you wait for the upswing, again, like I mentioned, you'll be swung out of the room, right? Those
round.
The more traditional ones, I mean, the engineering and all the other industries, focus on the relationship building and focus on trying to get these people into doing things with you when the upturn comes.
Correct.
Right now, it's so tough to solicit for new business and all that. And the third point is about the staff. Be prepared to stand up for what you think and what you believe that will help the company that you're working for, right? But also give sound advice, and don't be a prick when you go and bring up these ideas to your boss. And the next point for the bosses out there, right? We all want to feel that we know every damn thing, right? But you don't. I don't. And you have to be willing to understand that someone knows something better than you. So you also don't be a prick and go and even then will still be a stupid prick by paying this person the money every year, right? The annual salaries, but don't bloody listen. Then that makes you stupid.
All right. Good leaders know they don't know everything. Yes. You're right. 100%.
So as always, me and Kenneth are always open for questions. We'll always leave our email addresses at the bottom of the video. So get in touch with us. If you have any questions, we'll be more than happy, because I think we are ourselves in the business of trying to help SMEs as well. And don't worry, we won't send you a big fat consultant's fee after that.
So remember to smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment below, leave your question below.
Get in touch.
Until next week.
Cheers. And
Cheers, bro.
wash your filthy hands.